I am Dr.Ashwin Dobariya welcomes you to Programming in C practical video series. In this video we will see the program which display again a Marksheet based on input 5 subjects marks, but here we will use the logical operators. Even I will explain how we can write the same program using 3 different methods. Even in logical we know that the AND operator is logical, OR operator is logical, then how we can write the same program using both the operators. So first of all, let's discuss the definition part. Here again C program which display results or a mark sheet of a student based on input 5 subject marks. But here specifically we have to use the logical operator, either AND operator or OR operators. So first of all, let's think about the logic. So again, as you know that in a previous video we have discussed the same logic, but here in that video we have used the if else, nested if else concept, but now in this video we'll use the logical operator. So again in these programs we require to input 5 numbers, or you can say 5 marks. For that we require 5 variable m1, m2, m3, m4 and m5. And to input a roll number and name we have taken one more 2 variables. Then to calculate the sum again we require a total, and to calculate the percentage we require one more variable. So overall we consider 5 plus 4 variables we require to declare in this program. So first steps we have think about how many variables we require to write this program, and here we have declared all these variables, required variables, with the appropriate data type. So roll number, all marks and total, definitely we are storing the numbers, that's why it is declared as a integer. And the name, it's a character array, so character name and array name is name, and 10 size, it means we can store the 10 character name maximum in these variables. And percentage always in a floating value, so percentage declared as a float. Now once we input a 5 subject marks, what is the next steps? That is our actual logic. So the actual logic is based on 5 input marks like m1, m2, m3, m4 and m5. If we perform addition operations, then we will get the totals, and after that the total divided by 5.0. I already explained the concept why we have to mention 5.0 in a previous video, but again I revise the same things. When we perform a division operations between 2 operands and the data type is integer, for example total is integer, and if we mention only 5 without decimal points, only 5, then both are integers, then it will generate only integer answer. So sometime it may not generate the right percentage in a floating value. That's why one of the operand we have to make as a float. So 5.0, it's not an integer but it's a float. And if one operand is a float and one is integer, then this operation will generate a floating value. Then it will generate the exact percentage and it will store into percentage. Now the actual logic of this program is how we can display a result in terms of pass or a fail. And here we have considered the marks out of 100, and the passing marks is, for example, 40. Then as per the rules that students must score the above 40 marks to clear the subjects or a semester, right? So we can give a pass results only in the case where subject 1 marks is greater than 40 and subject 2 marks is greater than 40. Similarly subject 3, 4, 5 marks is greater than 40. It means all subject marks are greater than 40, then and then we can declare as a pass results. So here we are using AND operator, and AND operator always generated true if all the conditions are satisfied, all the conditions are true. It means if one of the condition become false, for example suppose subject 1 marks is greater than 40, this condition is true, then and then AND operator will check another. Second subject marks is greater than 40. If it is not greater than 40, then it will not check the remaining condition. It will directly return a false, and the control directly jump to the else part. So in case of AND operators, if all the conditions are true, then and then this condition becomes true, and if condition becomes true, then it will execute the next part of the condition and it display the pass. Otherwise, in the else part, it display the fail. So here we have used the AND operators. Now the same logic we can use using OR. Now what is the difference between AND and OR? That I have already explained in an operator part. In a theory, you can view the operator videos. The link is also mentioned in the description part of this video. But here, OR operator, if we want to use, then we will check the reverse condition. Subject 1 marks is below 40, or subject 2 marks is below 40, less than 40, or subject 3 is less than 40, subject 4 is less than 40. If one of the subject is less than 40, it means OR operator return true if one of the condition becomes true. Whereas in AND operator, if all conditions becomes true, then and then it will return true. Whereas OR, if one of the condition becomes true, suppose M1 is not less than 40, M2 is not less than 40, but suppose M3 is less than 40, subject 3 is less than 40, it means this condition becomes true, then it will not verify the remaining condition, but ultimately one of the condition becomes true, then OR operator return true, and after that it will execute the next part of the if condition. It means if one of the marks is less than 40, either in M1 or M2 or M3 or M4 or M5, it means the result is fail. So here we have to interchange the message, and suppose not a single subject marks is less than 40, it means this condition, all condition become false, then it return false, then it move over here else part and it display the pass. Let's see the practical how we can perform this logic in a Turbo C. So to write this program, again we have to include two header files. Then in a main function we require 7 variable as an integer, roll number, 5 subject marks, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and total as an integer, then character name and float percentage. After that clear screen, which clear the old output of the programs. Then first we'll input a roll number, and roll number will be stored into RNO variable. Then we'll input enter your name, and name will be stored in a name character array. After that we'll ask 5 subject marks, enter subject 1 marks, that will be stored in M1. Similarly, the second subject marks will be stored in M2 variable, third subject marks will be stored in M3, similarly M4 and M5. So all are the input statement where user will be provided the inputs. Once we enter the 5 subject marks, then we'll perform the addition operations. So when we perform M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5, which will give a total marks, and that will stored in a total variable. After that, based on total, we'll calculate the percentage divide by 5. Again 5.0, it means one of the operand is float, so overall these operations return the floating value, and percentage it will store into percentage. After that we'll display the output, roll number whatever the user has entered, and the name, 5 subject marks, and whatever total we have calculated percentage, it will display over here. But to display a percentage, here we have mentioned percentage dot to f. So if we mention only simple percentage f, then it display the 6 digit after decimal points. But suppose after decimal point in a percentage you want to display only 2 digits, then you can mention this format, percentage dot to f, that we already explained in the previous video also. Now once we have displayed the output of total and percentage, then we can display the distinction, first class, second class, third class, and pass class or a fail. So we can write this again a nested if else condition, greater than percentage greater than 70 and less than 100, then it's a distinction, else if percentage greater than or equal to 60 and less than 70, it means it's a first class, and if percentage greater than or equal to 50 and less than 60, then second class, and greater than 40 and 50, it's a third class, and if this condition become false, it means the percentage is less than 40, then there is no class for that students. Now these conditions display the class. Now whether the result is pass or fail, that we can display using two different logic. One is using AND operators, another using OR operator. So in AND operators we will mention the condition like that: if marks 1, M1 greater than or equal to 40 and M2 greater than or equal to 40 and M3 greater than or equal to 40 and M4 greater than 40 and M5. If all subject marks are greater than 40, it means if all condition becomes true, then and then AND return true, and if AND return true, then it will display the next, it will execute the next statement, that is result is pass. But suppose if one of the condition become false, it means if one of the subject is having a less than 40 marks, then it return false, and it return false, and it execute else part and display the result fails. So this is the logic that we can use using AND operator. And if we want to use the OR operator, then the condition will be a reverse. We'll check the reverse condition whether first subject marks is less than 40 or second subject marks is less than 40 or third subject marks is less than 40 or fourth subject or fifth subject. So if one of the subject marks is less than 40, right, it may be possible out of 5 subjects, suppose fourth subject is having 35 marks. So this condition becomes true, and in OR if one of the condition becomes true, then it will return overall true, and if it is true, then it execute the next statement. It means the result is fail because one subject is having below 40 marks. And suppose if all subjects are greater than 40, then this condition become false, and if condition become false, then it comes to the else part and display the pass. So let's we execute this program. Suppose my roll number is 101, my name is Ashwin, and subject mark, suppose if I input, then here all marks are greater than 40, so percentage is 72, distinction, pass and pass. Now if I run this program again, and suppose the first subject marks is 78, this is 56, but suppose third subject marks is 30 and remaining are passing marks, right? But still say percentage is also 67, but one of the subject is below passing marks, it's like a 30, that's why the overall result is fail. So friends, I hope that you understood the logic of these programs, and the source code of these programs I have mentioned the link in the description part of this video, so you can download from the description part this source code, and you can run in your laptop or desktop for the practice purpose. So I hope friends you enjoy these videos and also understood the logic how we can write the Marksheet program using logical operators. And in this video description part I have also mentioned the link of other theory and practical videos for your reference. So please friends, like this video, share with your friends, and in the next video we will discuss another program, that is a leap year program, where when the user input any year, then it will display whether it is leap year or not. So leap year program will discuss in our upcoming video. So for getting the updates of upcoming video, please subscribe these channels and also share with your friends. So thank you everyone.